Hi everyone, Jocelyn McClellan here with Fit Mission Makeup. I think this one is gonna be such a fun tutorial. I had a Q&A, I had lots of people that kept asking questions, and so I was like, you know what? Let's all bring it into one place. So I'm gonna be answering some questions from all of you. If you have a question that you wanna ask, then comment below and we will get another tutorial rolled out. I mean, I guess this isn't a tutorial. This is more like a vlog something or other. But here we go, let's get these questions answered. All right, I'm gonna be answering questions that have to do with makeup, hair, skincare, and a little bit about me. So here we go. This is kind of crazy. All right, it says, why did you stop getting eyelash extensions? So if you've seen in past tutorials, I had some. I got them around the time that we had a convention, something for mascara, and I didn't want to have to be putting lashes on every day. So I got them off just because I might kind of look like a high maintenance girl sometimes, but I actually really prefer low key. I hate appointments, I hate things like that. So I love lashes, so I'll get them again when we have our next convention. But other than that, I just want as little appointments as possible, and I'd rather get appointments for these, hence they need it. All right, the next question. Do you still have your undercut? I do. I've had an undercut for my hair for about 6 years, and I will never not have an undercut. It has helped me out tremendously. So I get the question a lot, why did you choose to get an undercut? Should I get an undercut? I got an undercut for multiple reasons. I have tons of hair and a lot down here, and then living in Texas, I don't live in Texas currently, but where I do live, it's desert. So lots of heat, working out, always sweating down here. I have a ton of hair, and then I have a very long neckline. So I wouldn't have been able to have the haircut I wanted if I didn't have an undercut. So again, that's why I have one. I wouldn't get one though if you have very, very fine hair, that one, or if you hardly have any hair up here, I would skip the undercut for that. How do you find time for social media between business and family? That is a very good question. I don't do a ton of social media besides work. I'm not scrolling through social media a ton, but I had to set boundaries with my family. So in the beginning, it was really hard, especially because, dude, we're always on our phones. And so when our kids look at us and they see that we're on our phones, they take it as I'm just scrolling social media or anything like that. So I had to have a heart-to-heart with my children and be like, guys, a phone for mom means work. A phone for mom doesn't mean play or just doing nothing. And so we really had to have a heart-to-heart. And then I tell my kids what to expect. They know exact time frames that I'm working, and that has helped us a lot instead of them having to guess. So even when I had a little guy in the house that he wasn't at school, he always knew I'm like, okay, this needs to happen, and then mommy gets to be with you. And so I always set the stage with them, and I take breaks in stages so that they always know what to expect. When the kids know what to expect, they feel like they're more in control, and that has helped me a ton. What made you move back to Utah? Okay, this one is such a good question because I talk about Texas all the time, and I talk about how much I love Texas. And it's true, I don't think I'd be living in Utah right now if it weren't for family. We had to move back. We had to make a very hard decision if we should stay living in Texas or move to Utah. And for us to be in Utah, we knew we needed to pick a place that could compete well with Texas. So we needed to have a lake, we needed to have hot weather, we needed to have outdoors, and we needed to just be happy. And we knew that in St. George, it had all those. And so that is why we picked Utah. A family is still like 6 hours away, but in Texas, they were 23 hours away. And we have family that can't really hop on planes any longer and come visit us. And when you have family as solid as we do, and they are trying to make it a point to be a part of your life, you just really have to make it a point to be part of theirs. And so we try and make it back to Texas as much as possible. We love it there. It has our heart. I always say that Texas has my soul, and it really, really does. What is your favorite snack? This is hard because I have to be so careful with my diet. So if you aren't aware, I've had stomach problems since I was 14. I got a parasite in my stomach at the age of 14, and it has just created all kinds of havoc on my stomach. Because of it, I've developed anxiety over some issues, like going to the bathroom in public or not having a bathroom and being in public. That's probably the biggest one. And so I probably though say that my #1 snack is chips and salsa. Every Sunday for our family likes to just grab a bowl and put some chips and salsa in it and just eat. So that'd be my #1. What's your favorite thing to do to chill out? Honestly, it'd probably be like, my way of meditating is probably not a way of a lot of people's, but mine is just thinking. So I want to just sit down with a notebook or go on a long drive and just think. That's probably my best way to chill. I definitely love stretching, and I definitely love just not having a lot of noise. So the mountains though, if I were to pick a vacation to go on, mine would be the mountains. My husband's would be tropical, and mine would be the mountains for sure. Have you always been physically fit, or did you go through a phase that made you want to get fit? I actually was not physically fit past high school. I played high school basketball, and I'm gotten older, almost graduated 20 years now. And so I had 4 babies, bed rest with every baby. I was kind of that hands-on mom that did everything for everyone and not for myself. And so when I started working out, the reason I started was because my mom had a heart attack at 55. My dad had a stroke. My mom had osteoporosis just by walking. She took a step, it broke her foot. She broke her femur, and that femur led to dying. She got OD'd at the hospital. She had fluid on her lungs. She had blood clots. It led to the biggest issue. And so when all of that happened, that's when I was like, I gotta take care of me. So family history is huge. We all have it. So I recommend to anyone, if you aren't working out, to start, because we never know what is in store for us in the future. Have you ever used Botox? Yes, I have. I do use Botox. I am proud to say I do use it. I get headaches like nobody's business. I can't figure out how to not lift this eyebrow, which then leads to me getting a headache here, and then I always squint. And so I started getting Botox for headaches, and why, yes, it also helps with wrinkles, but mine did stem from that pain, and then I suffer from migraines too. So it's helped with that as well. But I would be silly to say that I don't appreciate the benefits that come with getting Botox from headaches, for the fact of helping me not have as many wrinkles. How did you originally find mascara? I found mascara just from a couple friends talking about it, and I was at a point where we were traveling all the time. I didn't hardly ever get to see my husband with a business that he had before, and so we would try and leave on weekends and go somewhere. And I'm a very, pack as light as possible, be as easygoing as possible. And so to be able to have all your makeup fit into one compact, just this little tiny compact, if you're not familiar with Maskcara Beauty, you should become familiar with it. If you're in the United States or Canada, it is game changer for me to have your whole face, like eyes, everything. The only thing that isn't in a compact is like mascara, brushes, maybe eye primer. Everything is in one compact. It is the most amazing thing ever. I want to see pictures and hear about you being a rodeo queen. I did that my whole entire life. I was a rodeo queen. Okay, I got pictures right here. This was hard because most of my stuff is in boxes. I did it my whole life. And granted, my parents, they took pictures of all their kids, a ton of all their kids, and they took the least with me. So, can you see that? Okay, here's one picture right here. This is Joss in a parade. Okay, but it's even cuter. Here's when it all began, right there. There's little Joss right there. And then this could not be complete. This could, at all, if I didn't show you Ragmuffin Joss. So here's where we would go on these trail rides. We lived by no one growing up. Our closest neighbor was like 2 miles away. We'd ride the horse. They'd give us licorice, and they'd give us soda pop, and they'd give us peacock feathers, and we'd go and ride around. I looked like, whoa, every single time. And then of course the perm. As a ragamuffin little child right here, that is what my mom did to my hair. Okay, so there I am as a rodeo queen. I have my tear sheets that I'd sign autographs with, all the jazz. I stopped rodeo queening. I was going to go further in it. I wanted to be Miss Rodeo America, but I met Brady instead, and you can't be married into it, and so that was all she wrote. How long have you and Brady been married? Speak of the devil. Brady and I have been married for 18 years. I met Brady, well, I knew him for a long time, but we started dating when I was in high school, and the rest is history. We dated for 2 years and got married, and now we have 4 beautiful babies that are too big for my liking. And how many years have you been a mascara artist? So it's been 3 years. It'll be 3 years in just a couple days, January 17th, that I have been an artist, and I have more videos, and I can link them down below too, of that as well. Okay.
I have a question.
Oh, what's your question?
When do you feel like your life started?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like life started when I started working out. Like full-fledged. When I started working out, I could lift 2 pounds. And the reason why I say when I started working out was because, so I just started working out to protect my bones and my heart, but I wasn't thinking that like my spiritual aspect would change. I didn't think about that the anxiety would help diminish. I didn't think about how much I'd start caring for myself more. And so really and truly, hands down, it was when I started working out. That was when my little guy was 6 months old. And so he's about to turn 8. So about 7.5 years is how long it's been. And it was the best decision ever. Some days I don't work out like I should, but we try and hit it hard all the time. That's a good question, cameraman. Okay, so what I do with Maskcara Beauty with being an artist, as we just covered that, is I color match people based like from wherever the heck they live in their home. They send me a picture, and it said they asked, how do I get color matched and how much does it cost? It costs you free $99. It costs you nothing. It costs you nothing to get color matched. All I need is a picture of you facing an open window. On my website is that like an example photo of what I need. I'm super picky with it because I feel like you need me to be super picky with it. I do a better job when I'm being picky, and it's not to be like, you sent me the wrong photo. It's like, guys, I'm gonna take dang good care of you, so I need you to get me the specifics, and then we're good to go. Do different types of skin require different techniques for makeup application? Yes, like hands down. You're gonna see people that have younger skin that they can just use a couple colors on their faces, because with mascara, we really customize it for your face. So you're gonna see people who with younger skin who just swipe on a couple things, and then you're gonna see people who have to go in and color correct with redness and then apply. And you're also gonna see the brush strokes are way different. Some people might have to stipple, some people can sweep. Some people don't have to go in and color correct under their eyes first. So it is straight up different. And I do try and teach that to people. And when I color match, I do that as well. How would you go about explaining the purpose use for all the makeup products to someone who has never been taught and has been making it up as she goes? So how would I explain that to someone who has never done it before is paying attention to the coloring on your face. It's so important for people to know, okay, if you have darker points here or sunspots here, and then you're lighter or the tones are different, we have to address your face differently. And so once you start really paying attention to that, and you start just honing in on the differences in your skin and the way a brush can affect, like how you use the brush can affect and barely touch your face. People usually over sweep because they see makeup artists who just sweep the heck out of the face. If you don't sweep so much and you barely touch it, that makes a huge difference. How do you get the foundation to look natural and not paste on? Again, barely touch your face. I mean, it's not just like barely, but again, it's not overworking it, and it's underusing product. So everybody's so used to just seeing people gob it on and then go in and perfector sponge the heck out of their face and sponge and sponge and sponge. But if we just work in kind of layers and just get a little bit on and brush it out ever so lightly, that's how you get that beautiful natural look. What are signs if we need new color matching? This is a really good question. If you're seeing texturing on the skin, or say redness is seeping through, or your face is lighter than your neck, or your face is darker than your neck, those are signs that we need to get recolor matched. And again, texturing on the skin, we just need to hone in on those key little things one more time and we're good to go. Do you need contour and bronzer? My personal opinion on this one is they are both so different. So bronzer's made to like add that little sun-kissed look to your face, and contour is made to add dimension to your face. So contouring is gonna give you more dimension, lift the cheeks, kind of shadow things where they need to. And so say I contour and lift my cheekbone, I go under the cheekbone, but when I bronze, it's on the cheekbone to add that warmth. So there's other areas as well. So they both play such a different part. You don't need to be intimidated by them whatsoever, but it just comes down to knowing what you like best, playing with it just a bit to try and figure it out for you, and then also paying attention to shaping the face. And we can do that in another video, but I do have a contouring video that teaches you all that too. It's here on this channel. Go watch it. For the skincare, I'm doing the Milk Cleanser Toner Moisturizer, but how do you know when your skin doesn't need the toner applied daily? I also just got Cure. Cure is an exfoliator. How often does a person do that? So really good question. For me, the whole toner with Maskcara's toner, my face started getting too soft. Like it was just really, really soft. It's an awesome thing. One of the things that I love so much about mascara is I learned how to pay attention to myself. So I learned how, like, okay, Jocelyn, you need to drink more water, or you need to be really paying attention to your moisturizer. Are you washing your face like you should? Those type things. So you start honing in on yourself and getting to know you a lot better, especially when you're already working out, then you really get to know you even more. But that was a huge help for me too. And as far as the Cure goes, anytime you exfoliate, you guys, you don't want to over exfoliate. People think that you exfoliate every day or whatever, and sometimes they try to exfoliate on their face the same as they would on their body, and it's so different. The Cure, why I like Cure, and I can give you a link for that as well. It's not associated with mascara, it's just a product that I found. You like rub it on your face, looks like a clear gel, and then you keep rubbing, and all this dry skin just like, whoa. It just sloughs it off. It's amazing. You will love it, and it's really good for people with sensitive skin too. I love it. What do you do about incredibly dry skin, even with using Milk Moisturizer, skincare, and exfoliator? I love this question. One thing that you're gonna see is with dry skin, you get texturing, and if you're over exfoliating because you're like, it's so dry. But one thing I really like, people might knock me for it, but it's been around for ages and it's worked for ages, is honestly Vaseline. So I don't use it year round, but during the times where it's really, really dry, I will put on my moisturizer, and then where I have my really, really dry areas, I will apply a little bit of Vaseline, like a thin layer of that Vaseline to kind of help hold that in. And I have even been doing that just for a week, and my skin is doing so much better because we're at a dry season right now, or if you're at the lake all the time and your skin is drying out, we're at a point where we need to, if we ever need to shift. This isn't something you have to do all the time, but it is a good little tip for you that's gonna help your makeup look better too when you take care of it at night. I don't do the Vaseline in the day, it's just a nighttime thing, but it has helped me out a lot. Who is Maskcara Beauty makeup good for? So mascara is seriously so good for young kids all the way up to mature skin. I think it's really cool when you can have a makeup that can cover all the bases. And you can cover it all with the makeup in one compact and still cover all the bases. So I have the most beautiful ladies who love this makeup because it flows so well. It's a cream foundation, and with it being cream, it really acts as a second skin for you. So that is something that is so important versus like a liquid soaking into your face and looking flat. The Maskcara Beauty makeup, it really adds that dimension and it makes your skin look alive. It's hard to explain if you haven't used it before, but when your application is awesome, then it is awesome. It looks so good. The next thing is, and this is the last question, is how do you help your customers from afar? So how it goes down is when I color match people, they then go and order the makeup, they apply their makeup, and if they have any issues with the makeup, then I address them. So they can send me little short videos, because I can usually tell by the way they're holding their brush. I can usually tell with how they go in with their under eye. I mean, 98% of the time, there's something that I can address, hands down. And so even from afar, I'm able to help everybody out. And that's why this has been so amazing for me too, is that it doesn't matter where you live. I can take care of you. We just have to tweak a couple things and then you're good to go. All right, you guys, so there is our Q&A for the day. If you guys, again, have any questions that you want me to answer, we can always do another Q&A. But I seriously appreciate you guys being here. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love being a makeup artist with Maskcara. I love being able to show you hair tutorials, and we are just gonna be completely expanding this even more in 2020. I have such big ideas for 2020. I hope that you'll join me for more. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you next time.